Good morning. I always look stupid. When I rewatch the replays, God, I look dumb. YouTube Studio. There, I'm live. Now I'm going to hit the Do Not Disturb. There we go. Yeah, I always look like I'm squinting. I got to look at the picture on the... I'm going to turn on this monetization. There we go. Okay. And dashboard. There we go. Okay. Boy, that didn't play well. Or I'm sorry, that didn't age well. Oofa. Let's see. Adequate. We're going to go over here. I'm going to claim this back. If you didn't know, TrendSpider doesn't allow you to jump from computer to computer. They have a limit on when you sign in. You can only use one session. So, yeah, it's good. In pre-market, it looks like core portfolio kind of down. Tesla, ironically, is up 1.17. I got more to say about that one, but let's do some scans. I'm on early just because, and I'm going to go to it on YouTube. I got to go to lunch with some folks, so I ordered drums from Temu. Actual drums. Huh. I just got a set of electronic drums in the house, so I'm still trying to play turnaround and find some way of playing. What is going on here? There we go. Okay. The photos are coming in. Scans. Uber. Uber gets another. Oh, and there's Miss Daisy. My neighbor friend. Her dog's name is Daisy too. Covered call ETFs. Let's see. Energy names. Levered ETFs. TMF. SARK and DRN. DRV is the bull. DRN is the... No, DRV is the bear. DRN is the... I'm going to have to look at those. I want to see levered ETFs. Low cost Vanguard. VNQ, which is real estate. Not a strong move. Morning, Scott. Humble pie. The hubris. The hubris of that douche saying that Intel was the earnings play. What a douche. I'm down a couple $1,000, I think. I think I put in 20. It's down about 10%, so I'm probably down a good $2,500. So I'll talk about what I'm going to do with it. But good morning. Happy to be here. And by the way, just so everyone knows, I mean, Sam took the brunt of my my wrath the other day, and it was not targeted at Sam. Poor little Sam. Sam has been great, by the way. Ooh, real estate cross up. His growth, as somebody who asked me stuff on Facebook, has been tremendous. So here's what I'd like you guys to do. If you're listening to this one, and I will say this during the podcast too, go and give Sam some love on Facebook, because he took the wrath of it, but it was not him, by the way. It was the douches, the one-time listeners who sent me emails about that I don't know what I'm talking about. And that this company that I ditched, I had basically said that this company wasn't going to make money and wasn't going to do anything. And then it went up like 25%. I deleted the comment. But it was, it got in my craw. And Sam's took the brunt of it because his was a question that kind of triggered me. But Sam has been just tremendous. Ooh, look at that. OGN. Let's look at this bull move. So it's healthcare, drug manufacturers, science-based global pharmaceutical company which develops and delivers innovative health solutions. I mean, this is shit. This is my kind of company, but 255 million shares, $4.3 billion market cap. They are making money. OGN. Let's see. Yeah, but if you're in the Facebook group, go and show Sam some love. Tell him, hey, Gary was talking about you on Facebook Live. Or, I'm sorry, YouTube Live. I don't even know where I'm at. Okay, so it's a buy, hold. Valuation is an A. It's got a 6-day losing streak. I mean, here's the thing. Let's look at the long term of this one. Why does this damn... Okay, hold on. I don't know why the top thing... wait for a 3-handle, Christian. Yeah. I think it'll get a 3-handle. And by the way, that's why I'm probably not buying more Scott. Everything I see in the stock that they reported was well known. And so what I don't know is, well, I do know. I mean, it's just the market reaction. This one's an interesting one. I'm going to put it in here. It's a little bit, again, I don't know biotech real well. I know why I put this in there because it is a science-based pharmaceutical company. Yeah, exactly, Christian. I mean, that's kind of where I'm at. I'll look at CEIX. But I like this Organon. But I can't figure out why my damn top bar goes away. Let me log out and log back in. If I can find the damn thing. Yeah, let me log out. I think it's Safari. You know what? I don't have anything open that I need open. You know what? I'm going to restart Safari. Let's restart Safari. So you guys may see a screen. You may not see a screen, but we're going to restart Safari here real quick. Coin is up on an upgrade. Let's go to TrendSpider. We'll open FinViz. We'll open the link tree. I'm logged into FinViz, aren't I? Let's see what FinViz does. Log into TrendSpider. What is going on? It must be Safari. It's got to be the... It's Safari. We're going to force quit Safari. Force quit. Force quit. And then we'll restart it. I'm having some problems. There we go. I think it's the ad blocker that I have on. Okay, I'm logged in there. We can see that. Perfect. I think it's the ad blocker that's blocking this. So let's pause everywhere. Okay. There we go. Default. Yeah, that's better. Okay, that's what was doing it. Market scanner. And we were on not owned. That mobile app looks awesome. I was playing with it a little bit. Match everybody's big on. I'm not big on it. Mara's up. I mean, do we get back into Mara? That's up 6% today. Coin is up 4%. The autos are still down, like Lee and stuff like that. That one looked interesting though. Let's go to the. Hold on one second. Let's go to the Dow, because I think American Express is going to be crossing up. No, nothing in the Dow. American Express may have already crossed up. They had a great. I mean, just you talk about Visa and MasterCard taking it on the chin, and then American Express coming up. PDD, CSX, mRNA. Moderna, I mean, listen, Moderna, around $100. It's a little bit overextended there, but you're putting in a good, what is this? Why am I, switch workspace. What happened to all my indicators? Oh, this sucks. All of my indicators are gone. My whole setup's gone. Switch workspace. There's indicators there. Let me log out and let me log back in. God, I hope I didn't mess up and lose my entire setup. I did. Son of a bitch, what happened? There we go. That's what happened. Okay. I turned them off. That's what happened. Okay, there we go. We're going to collapse the indicators list. Yeah, I just clicked the indicators up there. This top bar, I think it's the blocker, ad blocker that I have on, that's causing this top bar to kind of disappear. Let's go back to the scanner. We were on NASDAQ. NASDAQ 100. Moderna is an interesting one. I mean, you know, at some point in time, that stock kind of comes out of Nexera Energy. They reported. I saw they were. We can put this one in. This is one that's kind of a turnaround. Morning, Mo. Let's see. Let's go and do CEIX for Scott. Let's go back to the strategy tester. Yes. Run. So CEIX has you out. I mean, it's under the 200-day. Let's go to Seeking Alpha. Am I logged in here? Yeah. I do have to go to my email as well. I need to take off that auto correct up here. I need to figure out revisions D. Everything else is, yeah. $52-week range. It's not horrible. It's only got, 3 analysts, 4 Seeking Alpha analysts, and only 3 Wall Street analysts covering it, but everybody says buy. Bears don't say anything. Bitumonious coal. It's one of those things where I think, earnings revisions down. That's why it is. It's got everything else. Doesn't pay a dividend. Look at BTU has a strong buy. It's interesting. I don't know too much about it. It's kind of, I'm gun shy right now. Yeah, PCE in a few minutes. Energy as a whole, and it's really a question of, I took it out of the core, the core portfolio. It's got to run from 218 up here, and the part, the only reason is because you're seeing Exxon move as well, and you're going to get 2 shares of Exxon for every share of, I think it's like 2.3 or something. I forget. I sold out of both of these. I sold out at about 103, maybe 108, somewhere in that neighborhood. But energy's getting a lift again. And you got, specifically with Exxon. Now, what's interesting here, let's go up here. Alpha Picks just took Exxon out of theirs. I think they did a summary, yeah. February 1st, we release our new Alpha Pick. Rated a strong buy with tremendous fundamentals. So this is coming out next week. If you want Alpha Picks, it's $100, I think, for the year. Hold on, I gotta go live. Why am I behind here? Oh, you know what? Yeah, you're not seeing anything. Hold on. We gotta go Safari, Properties, and Safari. Here we go. You're not seeing any stuff that I'm doing. There we go. I thought I was not live because you were seeing the sign-in screen. But here's Exxon. UNH, under 500. I think you get back once you get some confirmation that this is through. Just the cost of healthcare is getting killed. SMCI seems to have cooled down before their earnings. So I'm going to remove all of everything from SMCI. Remove all annotations. Yes. Okay. Morning, Mike. Yeah. I moved it, Mark. Hopefully you're seeing it now. I'm looking at my screen over here on the left. I have my iPad Pro. The way I've got this set up, just so everyone's aware, and then, we look at Maui Money. I guess we're going to look tick by tick. See what PCE came in at. KOLD is way up, by the way. I'm on a delay because I'm on a Roku, so I stream. So I can't see, and I don't listen to the sound up. Morning, Mike. Okay, let me open up. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to open up all the links that I have. Great discussion by two Bills. This is a good one, by the way.
Who come in here? The number one question I get from my LP.
That's a good one. The Kobeshi letter. This is PayPal. I'm looking at the screen to try and see. That's the Kobeshi letter. That one's a good one. This is Brad's look at PayPal. He did a great job, by the way. He's got such a great analysis style and tool. It is significantly I didn't put Dan Ives in here. Hold on. We're going to put in twitter.com/Dan Ives. Dives. Tech. This is the one that I want to look at. Huge pressure, and he's just been on a tear posting shit. Sven. I haven't done Sven stuff in a while. This was a good one on a interview with Dan Ives last night. Intel's guidance. Morning, Chris. Yeah, I gotta do lunch today at 11:30, so I'm gonna fly through some important stuff. This is it. This is the one I want to highlight. That's it. Okay, that, and then we're gonna go to Investors Palace. 3 stocks with a potential portfolio move. We're going to ignore that one. Here are our top bullish and bearish ETFs. Then I'm going to open up my Gmail. We're going to do this one. No, we don't want that one. We want this account. This is the one that I want to open up. The core portfolio. Okay. Then I've got XOM being taken out. SMCI crush it on earnings. This is Intel stumbles. We're going to do weekly top gainers. And we're going to do, let's see, TrendSpider product plans and pricing. There is a special on TrendSpider for just us. Yeah, Boeing, I have it in my notes. I think I brought it up yesterday. I don't know if I brought it up yesterday or if I'm bringing it up today. Let me scroll down and see if I'm bringing it up today. Berkshire raised the price target. Yeah. BG, when bulls say. Tesla, Nvidia, PayPal, Visa and MasterCard, CoinPin, Snap upgraded, and then Boeing's one that Boeing's one to wait on, I think. I gotta look. I didn't see where QQQ is down 0.5%, so we're button hooking. Remove all annotations. I don't think that number, personal income plus 0.3 versus 0.3, I don't think. I think that number makes it go down a little. It doesn't seem to be market moving. It moved them a little bit, but you're still so bullish. Consumer spending is up, so I think it's a mixed, at best, result. But I'll talk. If you want PCE, go core PCE. .9% versus 3% expected. Markets enough. Part 4 is, let me see, where's my list? Divergence, why a 4-hour time frame, and a little bit more about Bollinger Band. These are the things that I have left, okay? Divergence, 4-hour time frame versus other time frames. Bollinger Bands, contracting and cinching up versus expanding. And a little bit more about Bollinger Bands, how I use them, because I do think that they're important. I mean, just to give you guys a preview of the paid newsletter. Look, I mean, that right there is clear. This right here is clear. This right here is clear. This one, a little bit tough to see that one. But this is the clearest example of boom. It took off. This one, even to a certain extent, you could see it took off on the downside. You just had to look at confirmation to see that it was moving to the upside. So I'll talk about Bollinger Bands, 4-hour time frame. The other thing that I have is how I pick buy at this price and under this price. Buy at this price or under, buy under this price, sell over. How that works, honestly, it's a roulette wheel. But I get good at just looking at stocks. It's kind of like, I tell you guys, be experts on certain stocks. Don't be a generalist in a market. Find a particular sector that you like, and then find 5 or 6 stocks. Look at those stocks and how it reacts in the past. Look at different time frames on the chart, and then just look at how the chart reacts. Because when I say, like, UNH, great example. UNH, when I say buy under 500 and sell over 500, it was based, and this was a while ago, it was based on, look at that. I mean, if you want to just look at $500, let's put in a line here at 500. Boom, right there. I mean, that's $500. And so all last year, we were looking at, this goes back to October 4th, 2022. But you can see almost all of 2023, Under 500 and then over 500, you were fine. I think this year, kind of similar. You're kind of dipping below 500 and you're going above, you sell when you go over. It doesn't always work this way, but Boeing, another good example that I'll put in there, at $200. This is 230 right here. I think you get back up there. And I said, no need to rush, but start to add when it gets under $200, see if it will rebound to 230. There's no guarantee, but it's just a guess. But I've been pretty good. I mean, you look at this goes back to 2022. Look at that. I mean, it's kind of clear that, hey, if you want to buy it, if we move this to too high, can I move this? I don't think I can. Let's put it in a line at 200. It is right there. Look at that. I mean, that's the range that you want to trade in. So, I do think that Boeing is one of these companies that is solid, but it's just, honestly, it's a roulette wheel. It's getting good at looking at this chart, understanding. I didn't come up with that $200 until like June. So, what's IHAC? Is that the cybersecurity ETF? I don't even see IHAC. There's no chart on it. Let me see. I don't see IHAC. IHAK, Brandon? Good morning, by the way. Oh, HAK. Okay, IHAK. There we go. I was putting in. Why am I putting in C? Cybersecurity ETF. I mean, let's look at. I want to go to Seeking Alpha. Oh, Seeking Alpha. IHAK. I was putting in IHAC. IHAC. There we go. Sentinel, Juniper, CrowdStrike, Fortinet, Zscaler. Listen, my dad has Fortinet. I said that's going to rebound. Zscaler, solid. CrowdStrike and Juniper, solid. I own a large amount of Palo Alto networks. They're all 4%. So it doesn't seem like they love one over the other. But the expense, you're paying 0.4. Why not just pick them? Why not just pick them? I mean, here, we can let's go to PanW. PanW I own a lot of. I don't own Juniper. But if you go use Seeking Alpha and you go in the industry, this is just system software stock. Let's see. Can we do cybersecurity? There's a bunch of other ETFs, but I guess they won't let us bug. Seeking Alpha Analyst, sell this one. I don't know why. But there's a bunch of them. For me, probably rather just own them outright. I mean, I don't think all cybersecurity companies are created equal. So if you look at Juniper Networks, there we go. And we look at the peers. You got F5, Ubiquity, Ciena. I mean, PanW doesn't even show up. Look at the price return. I mean, F5 is the top one. So they're kind of the same. What's interesting is market cap's about the same. Enterprise value, $2 billion off, but they have half the employees. Wall Street analysts, they have 15 people covering it. I mean, if we just look at F5, let's see, hold. I mean, it's interesting. But I'd probably, my personal thing on Brandon is, Can we find a triple levered? Let's see. Cyber security triple. I guess there's not. Let me see. ETF. UCYB. Let's look at this mofo. UCYB. It's an Ultra Pro. Expenses are getting a D. It's expensive, 0.97. It holds swaps. So, yeah. I'll be right back. Okay. Okay. I'm going to get started here. That's an interesting one. UCYB. You know what? I'm putting this one in. UCYB. I'm going to put this in the leveraged ETFs. Levered ETFs. There we go. I mean, look at that. That has been since November 9th. 50% gain. I mean, it's interesting, but okay, let me go QQQ. And we're going to go over here. I'm going to close this down. Okay. Here we go. I want to show and I want to no, I don't want that. I don't know how to do the half circle. We'll just do that. Okay, let's go Friday. Today, SOFI earnings Monday. Let me see when SOFI earnings are. I'm not playing SOFI earnings. I still abide by that it's a $10 stock. I guess they're Monday. Are they today after the bell? Earnings 29th. Yeah, Monday pre-market. Mo, here's the thing. I'm gun shy because of Intel. I still think it's a $10 stock. Think about PayPal, shocked the world, and then you saw the crash. I don't have it in my notes. I think I'll cover it Monday, but I'm not putting any money into it just because that $7.48, you've lost the confirmation. You're covering this gap. You have some downside. I think from a long-term perspective, it's capitulating. It's not, it's using that 50-day as support. If you look at volume levels, and we just pull it back. Okay, I'm just going to pull it since it started the downslide. Where are people holding? They're holding between $5 and $6. If we look at just a certain segment and we pull it here since July and we go to here, you can see everybody's there's nobody in particular. No, you've got your biggest volume right around the VWAP. So I don't see a huge opportunity in it. I do think it's $10 stock. I just kind of abide by that. I think if they actually turn a profit, that will be, you can see it goes from 5 to 6 to 3. It's going to be tough. The Biden administration's, forgiving more loans, and that hurts these guys. So I'm not playing it. I'm not saying you shouldn't because, listen, your boy was wrong. So, but okay, let me go over here and hit record. I usually start around 8:30, but I did it 8 o'clock. Okay. I'm starting recording. Happy good morning, happy Friday, except for those of us who are in Intel. And I'll go over Intel. Your boy, listen, when Jim Cramer cried because of Facebook earnings and the hubris of that management team, I don't think there was anything wrong. We'll go over Intel. My personal opinion, everything that was expected happened. So I thought it was priced into the stock. It's clearly not priced into the stock. So we'll go over QQQ. We'll go over Intel. We'll go over PayPal CEO shocking the world, as he put it, which is a nice 5% down on that one. We'll go over some of the reaction to Tesla. We'll go over some of the alpha picks that actually did really well. And Alpha Picks actually removed a stock from their portfolio today. We'll go over that one as well. We'll go over some emails that I got, bullish and bearish ETFs, Berkshire Hathaway, Shopify, AMD. We'll go over a lot of stuff. I want to start off with, though, TrendSpider. Yesterday, they gave me a special sale. Do not sleep on this one. It says it's good for 1 day. They didn't tell me that it was going to end in 1 day, but they gave me a special sale. It goes from $1,044. Usually you save, if you use the code DSP25, you'll save 25%. Well, it's 58% off now, $744 for the year. Don't sleep on this one. I don't know if it's going to end in a day. I don't know if it's going to end in 2 days, but that's a deal on TrendSpider right now from $1,044 for the year to $744. So if you've got a big enough portfolio, you're going to go over here to Linktree, linktr.ee. I'll have the links in the newsletter. You can sign up for the newsletter, but Linktree will have it right here. You're going to sign up, use the code DSP. I don't know if that gets you an additional 25% off, but you can try it. But I think it's just the 58% off. But you can try code DSP. What you're going to do is once after you sign up, use this email up here in the right-hand corner. And you're going to email me. I will email you back a welcome letter where you can import my algorithms, you can import my watch list and scanners, everything that you want. The other tools that I'm going to go over, Seeking Alpha and Alpha Picks. Alpha Picks is $100 a year, and they basically tell you, we'll go over, they took one out. They didn't put a couple in, but they will put one in on February 1st. So sign up for that one. Use this link. The Seeking Alpha Premium, we'll go over what you get with that. But every tool that you want, the Daily Stock Pick newsletter, which is right here. This is a daily free newsletter. You can see I post daily. It shows up in your inbox. That way you don't have to sit here and listen to me for an hour talk. But yeah, it's all at the link tree. You can join any of our social networks, Visible, which is a phone service, Webull, which is my preferred mobile platform to trade on. But the big thing is, for free, you get the newsletter. And yesterday's newsletter was a masterclass in why I have some humbleness to myself this morning. I was 2 for 2 with Tesla and with Netflix, but I missed it on Intel last night. Let's go over the Qs first, because triple Q, if you're a paid member, you know what this means. But clearly I'm seeing a start to a button hook on the top here. So it looks like we're going down. Core PCE was the big number. I went over it Monday how it was going to be a big number. Core PCE came in line. It's 2.9 versus 3%. It's kind of in line. You know, nothing crazy, but you can see a button hook up there. You can see a volume shelf that has formed around 410. That's probably providing some support levels. There is some support about 423. Right now in pre-market, you're at 425, down 0.2. It's kind of recovering from the reaction to the PCE. So maybe we continue up, but I am seeing some weakness. We still have confirmation. Anything that I'm saying, if it doesn't make sense to you, go over here. Sign up for the paid newsletter. You can see right here, the education system section has PE Golden Cross up Bollinger Bands, confirmation, button hook. It has every term that I just said you can see on this chart. It's quite simple. It's $120 a year. I think you get quite a bit of knowledge out of that one. But the Qs, everything that's in there, you can see the MACD is way up here. The RSI is up at 72. It's overbought. Yeah, it's kind of an interesting one. Intel. Let's talk about Intel. The big loss. Well, what I want to do first, Shea Bular, who's just a great analyst on Twitter, X, Vaz, Vase, whichever one you want to talk about. But Shea Bular, he posted yesterday. Let's take a look at how the top 15 performers in SPY have stacked up so far. Juniper Networks, fantastic, 26%. NVIDIA, fantastic, 24%. AMD, fantastic, 21%. PanW, fantastic, 15%. Fortinet, which I said was a rebound play, fantastic, 13%. ALL, I have no idea. AVGO, that's Broadcom, fantastic, 12%. You can see there's quite a bit of these. Eli Lilly, core portfolio, that's up 9%. Meta, core portfolio, personal holding, up 10%. Palo Alto, number 4, number 3, and number 2, I all own personally, and they're in the core portfolio. So if you want to look at that list, understand that these are great lists to actually look at. Now let's look at Intel. Intel stumbles as weak guidance overshadows. Here's my note. Big loss based on guidance. Move down 7%, which was anticipated. The move based on the options. That's what the option said. The option said Intel was going to move up to 7%. My assumption was it was going to move up 7% up. I do think this is a turnaround story. I see it continuing up to $50 at some point. In pre-market, it's trading at $44.70. I said 44 was my resistance level. You can see the VWAP is right here at 45. At $44.70, it reached $50. I should have sold at $50. The learning is, hey, when I took that 5% profit, I should have absolutely taken that profit because this had run up so much into earnings. What hit me was none of these numbers were unexpected. All of this should have been priced into the stock, but the guidance and the reaction was what wasn't something there. Now, what am I going to do? The assumption is I'm probably going to sell out of this. It's in a retirement account, so taking the loss hurts even more than a brokerage account. It was $25,000. I'm probably down a couple $1,000s. Do I think that Intel will make me that couple of $1,000s in the near term? No. The one that might is AMD. AMD on weakness, it is down. Let's see, it's down, I think 2%, 2.0%. It's at 176. The problem is it does still have confirmation. Earnings are coming out next week, January 30th. This is priced to perfection. And so with weakness on this one, it's hard for me to get into this. The other one that I may actually just buy more of, because they're similarly priced as far as PE goes, is NVIDIA. And if we look at NVIDIA, the forward PE is 29. Okay, that's the anticipated forward PE. NVIDIA's earnings come up is on February 21st. So you've still got a lot of time. This will move with any guidance that AMD or any of the other chip makers actually say. So you look at the forward PE of 29 on NVIDIA. The forward PE of AMD is 46. So NVIDIA is actually cheaper on a forward basis. That is estimates. So if NVIDIA doesn't hit these estimates, they've said that they are. SMCI came out and pre-announced that they are doing fantastic. So it might be a good read. Where do I buy NVIDIA at? In my mind, I think you wait until it gets under 600. But I don't want to wait because this one may, with a good AMD showing, this one may go to 700. Again, the forward PE is what I'm specifically looking at. And is NVIDIA actually undervalued? Not NVDA. We want to look at. And that's my question. I don't know. I mean, again, I say this, and I don't think I've said it for a long time, but what your grandmother is making for Christmas dinner, whether it's meatloaf or turkey, it's already priced into the market. So don't think that you're playing a game that others don't know. And that's where I thought I made a mistake with Intel. I thought everything was priced into the market. It's clear it wasn't. And people were just taking profits. But I do think it's a two-horse race. And, Jim Cramer's right. I mean, you'll hear me say that a couple of times a year. But I think it's a two-horse race in chips. And I think it's AMD. And I think it's NVIDIA. And I think AMD probably has a little bit with the rebound in PCs. I think AMD may have it. So that's kind of my thought. I will telegraph what I'm going to do. I'll make a decision today. Fridays are never a great thing to make a decision on, but I'll probably do something. I'll include this article in the newsletter if you want to see it. But yeah, Intel, I'm taking a little bit of a humble pie, if you will. Listen, I made more money on NVIDIA. You can't win them all. You got to take your losses, take your lumps. And this is just one lump. I was wrong. Summary. Alpha Pix, which I said it's $100 a year. URI and CMCSA, two of the biggest stock movers today on Alpha Pix. Comcast and United Rentals. Both of them crushed earnings. And Alpha Pix goes over exactly what they saw in these stocks and why they put them in the portfolio. In fact, I'll have a look at URI, United Rentals, because one of the daily stock pick newsletter readers wanted me to look at it. But this article, I will include it in the newsletter. I don't know if you can read it unless you're a paid member. And I don't think I can gift it to you because it's part of Alpha Pix Group. But those two are really good. Really good picks. I mean, they really did great. Soaring more than 14%. United Rentals went up more than 14%. Comcast went up more than 5% in midday trading. Now, one that the Alpha Pix actually removed, and you can see, look at this. I mean, this is the crazy part. Alpha Pix total return 85% versus the S&P 29%. One of them that they removed that I actually sold is Exxon. It was taken out of the Alpha Pix. They say, drops to a hold rating. So they took it out of their Alpha Pick stuff. That's essentially it. Now, for $100, you get access to these articles. You get access to their entire portfolio. I like this service for $100. I mean, again, $100 for me. I think that's the low end of what you pay. The premium service is $189 with my $50 off coupon, and you get these emails about your portfolio. I have the Daily Stock Pick Core portfolio in there. You can see the top performers were Uber, Netflix, and Exxon. Ironically, Exxon comes out of the alpha picks, but it was up yesterday. Energy's kind of rebounding, but the bottom performers were Tesla, Boeing, and United Health. Tesla, I'd wait for confirmation on that one. We'll go over that a little bit in a bit. Boeing, I don't know if I've said it, but I said it yesterday. Wait for a little bit. If you want to buy it under 200, I don't think that's a bad price. I think that's a good price. I think they have bigger problems than we actually know. But some of the Alaska flights are going back into play. United Health, that one under 500, I think you just wait for confirmation. The problem with United Health is they announced it, Cigna, I think, and Humana. Everybody's saying healthcare costs are going up, and managed healthcare hasn't been able to raise their prices enough. What I wanted to focus on this one is QQQM. They went from a buy to a hold. QQQM, even though I have QQQ in the core portfolio, QQQM, it's the same thing. It's just a little bit of a lower cost. I mean, it's slightly lower cost. That went from a buy to a hold, and you're seeing a button hook up there too. So that's what I wanted to point out there. If you are interested in seeking alpha premium, this is an email. You import your portfolio and you get news, you get all your ratings, everything, so that you don't even have to look at it. Again, I think seeking alpha picks, I think alpha picks, I think seeking alpha premium, and I think TrendSpider, it's more about buying back your time so you don't have to sit there and watch charts all the time. Here's the list. Let's close this one. This is a list of the top 10 ETFs with the most bullish sentiments. And biotech, sentiment percentage, 78%. Jets, airlines have been beaten down. Oil services, OIH. This one I have in the TrendSpider. I scanned for it. Harvest, this is a sentiment, 70%. China, ironically. Spider sector, retail, horrible thing. XLP, XLF, which I said was the pick of the year. I think that's the sector of the year. I think for a full year, I think that one goes up. What's the bearish sentiment? Well, it's QQQ. And we talked about that having a button hook. It's KWeb, which is China. SOXX, which is the semiconductor because they've run so much. Home builders, which have just run crazily. URA, uranium, kind of run as well. SMH, which is kind of the same thing as SOXS, just a little bit different. Japan, which is at all-time highs. That index has just continued to run. But this is, if you want to chart these are really good to look at. This is just based on sentiment. I was watching CNBC yesterday, and they said BRK.B, which is Berkshire, which is Warren Buffett, and we can take a look at the stock. The UBS, I think, let me see, B. UBS thinks that it's undervalued based on its holdings. You can see right down here, 368. You're trading at 380. This one has jumped up, probably because Travelers Insurance and other stuff, they're heavy into insurance. You can see right here where I said it's going to get back up there to 361, and we moved back up there. That's where that line came from. You're at all-time highs here. And UBS thinks that we're still undervalued. It was a CNBC Pro article, so I didn't do it. But I found this investor place from yesterday where they said, Berkshire, the company's cash reserves and direct investments provide defensive upside in uncertain markets. Might be time to buy Berkshire. But I like the Berkshire, I like their AMD call, and I like their Shopify call. So that's an article that I'll include in the newsletter as well. Boeing, I just found the note. I forgot to mention yesterday that this stock may be broken. So even under 200, you may want to just hold on this one. But Boeing, there is the line that I put in there. You can see 200 right down here. I think this is a trading range between 200 and 230. It remains to be seen. This one in pre-market is up 0.559 at 203. I do think that this line right here probably provides you some support. Could go lower. They do have earnings on January 30th next week. Just probably one to sit there and hold a little bit. I'm not loading into it. I haven't sold it. I think I may add to it. I'm just not looking at when the United Airlines CEO says, hey, we've lost confidence in Boeing, you were a little bit, kind of thing. Here's some of the backlash from Tesla. We were dead wrong expecting Musk and team to step up like adults. This is Dan Ives, great analyst. In the room and give a strategic and financial overview of the ongoing price cuts, margin structure, and fluctuating demand. Instead, we got a high-level view with another train wreck of a call for the street. Price target, still 315. He's saying the price target is still 315. My thoughts on Tesla. I don't own Tesla. I do own XLY. And that is the ETF that owns, I think 50% of the actual ETF is split between Amazon and Tesla. Here's who does believe in Tesla. They just bought 177,000 shares. RK, Kathy Woods. She's dollar cost averaging. As it comes down, she continues to buy. Remember, I said, hey, the algorithm got you in here at 210. It then got you out with a 13% loss, literally the next candle. I would wait for confirmation. I don't think it's as bad as people say. The problem, and I'll go over the grade 8 right now. The problem with Tesla, the catalysts are fewer and fewer. And I don't know if the company's an AI company or a car company. And the valuation is starting to come into play if it's a car company. Remember, Elon wants 25% of the company to protect himself to not get voted out. That makes me think that Elon is more of a liability. Nobody is trying to get Elon out. But I think you wait to buy this one until he becomes less of a liability. So you wait to see what the board does. Do they dilute? Do they issue more shares? Do they have separate share classes? I mean, there's a lot of questions around Elon. So I think you wait until this period of, I think he called it uncertainty or something. I think you wait until that period of uncertainty is up. But that's what it is. Of all the grade 8s, I'm bullish on Amazon. I'm super bullish on Amazon. I think Amazon has probably 180 in it. Their earnings are coming up. Listen, Andy Jassy is just doing a fantastic job. February 1st, they're coming up. I think Netflix continues to kill it. I see this one going to 700. Do I think that this gap back down to 495 will get filled? I don't, but I do think that you start to cover this one on a weak Fed issue, a weak consumer issue. I think you come down. There's just no volume down here. I think 530 is probably your base on this one. And I'm bullish on Microsoft because I agree with Dan Ives and others. I think AI adds at least another $1 trillion over the next 5 years to this company. So I just bought another $50,000 worth of Microsoft in my parents' account at 404. Do I think it's coming under 400? I think so at some point in time. So add it under 400. I think of the rest of the grade 8, and again, remember it's still grade 8. Apple. I think Apple grows on buybacks. You're seeing a button hook here, coming down. Every time it hits close to that 200, it just comes back. I think AI is going to drive a new iPhone cycle. I think you're fine in Apple. I wouldn't add it up here. It's going to have trouble getting over that 200. Meta, I think that with the boom in AI, their expansion into hardware and the political advertising, this is easily a $400 stock. And if we look at a weekly on this one, and we just go back, you're back at all-time highs. So I think this one made a huge recovery. 15% from all-time highs, so you could have made 15% if you just bought it during the Golden Cross. But I think Meta is fine. And I think finally Google. Google will lead the charge with AI and advertising. I think they're fine. I think their valuation is absolutely perfectly fine. Yes, they will lose money. We're going to go Google. Yes, they will lose money going to AI because it's going to cost them more. But the forward PE of 22 is not crazy for a company this diverse. So am I holding it? Yeah. Am I buying more? Nah, I'm waiting for it to probably come down below that 150 level. And then I'll add more if I need to. As far as NVIDIA goes, this is, we went over this one. They have to show another quarter and guide higher. That may very well happen based on Meta and other large AI companies coming out and saying that they're buying more. Remember, SMCI came out and pre-announced their earnings. SMCI pre-announcing their earnings drove them up. Let's see. That's just pre-announcing the earnings by 48%. We're going to see a little button hook here, and you're probably coming down. I'm probably going to trim this one significantly, even though it's going to make a big tax lot. I mean, that one's just too good to, I'm waiting on their earnings. But if they announce some type of margin compression, even though the earnings are good, that one's going to get killed. So I think that one's good. Let's talk about one that I do hold, which is PayPal. They had their event yesterday, and Brad Freeman, who is the stock market nude, just does a masterclass on what PayPal is. If you are invested in this one, I suggest you read this tweet. It is just, he's still, nothing changed about his PayPal approach. He's slightly more confident in the team and focus and confident in its focused, finally, on profits. It's a tough one. I mean, they said they were going to shock the world. You're seeing a button hook here. Algorithm got you in at 63. You're going to get out with a loss on this one. In pre-market, you're down 50. 60 is providing a support. You're seeing a significant kind of just hovering around this 200-day on the 4 hour. And you're trading between 60 and 65. So if you want to get out, I would say dollar cost average your way around 60 and 65. There are a couple of things, and I wrote in the notes. I'm not as aggressively positive as Brad. I may be trimming from here for small gains, and that's why I say the trading range 60 to 65. Since my main position is in a Roth, I may just chalk up the loss and move it to something that's actually working like AMD or an NVIDIA. That's, Brad's analysis of this is absolutely correct. Now, here's the chart from yesterday. On January 17th, PayPal CEO said they're going to shock the world on January 25th. They just released new AI features, a way to earn cash back through the PayPal app. The stock just crashed nearly 5%. Again, it's putting your money where it's able to gain, not, hey, I want to wait and see. There's two main issues. And the main issues that I see with PayPal, and that I hear analysts say all the time, they're losing share to Apple Pay and Zelle. That's what's killing them. And it's the age demographics. Remember, I always say, if you go over to Linktree, I always say, whenever I ask for the gifts, the tips, when you make money, gift me with Venmo. You can gift me with PayPal. You can gift me with Cash App. Those are the three that I have. I do have Zelle. I just don't put it up here. I use it sometimes to pay personal stuff, just when people want it. I have noticed significantly younger people use Zelle. Significantly younger people use Cash App. When I say PayPal or Venmo, they look at me like, ew. So, again, that's kind of the issue that I'm seeing. So, I think, if you wanted to do something, I think in a more aggressive in the payment space is Affirm. They just got a credit card, a debit card. The attach rate on the card and direct deposit on the card is huge. They're getting closer to the customer than PayPal. They're just doing more with loyalty. Now, would I buy it up here? Hell no, I wouldn't buy it up here. Would I buy it when it dips down to under 40? Absolutely, I would buy it when it has confirmation. The algorithm makes you 46% in this, okay? 46% over 24 months, this 4-hour algorithm TrendSpider makes you. You lose 32% if you just bought 2 years ago. We can look at the weekly on this one. Remember, this was part of the 2021 run-up where they IPO'd. It was highly anticipated. It's $153 stock up here, $170. You're down at 40, and it's still expensive. It's still expensive. But if you wanted to get into the space, I would say Affirm. If you want more traditional, Visa just reported they're down on the pullback. I would add on MasterCard, I would add American Express just reported a solid quarter. American Express, solid one. Yeah. Yeah. So there's your look at PayPal. I'm losing kind of short-term support in this one. I would be adding it for long-term, but I think that $60 to $65 range is where you're at. Now, Dale, the two bills. This was a great discussion. It's an hour long, so it's a little long, but these are two people, Bill Gurley and Brad Gerstner, the two BG2, because they both had the initials BG. It's a solid discussion. I think if you're listening in the background to me, you should probably listen to this one in the background. I like those two guys. I think it was great, a great discussion. Now, there were three that are affecting stocks right now. First one is Coin. Coin's up 5% today. Market hasn't opened, but in 5%. Algorithm got you in at 122. You're trading at 126. This could be the turnaround that we talked about. It may not get down to 103. You may just be bouncing off this 120 level. If we look at this one, I'm going to pull this back to pretty much, if you look at this and we just look, this was the level at 101 that I thought people were coming back to. Now, majority of people, that goes back to July, they're holding in the 76 range. You can see it capitulated right here. They haven't sold out at this top, which probably means that these people that bought here are just holding on and looking. It's a long-term play. Coin is incredibly expensive. Incredibly expensive. The forward PE is 373. So you've got to have a super long-term look at this one. Now, with all of the ETFs that are coming out, it probably deserved an upgrade. We can look at this one. January 23rd, which was 3 days ago, JP Morgan, they downgraded them with an $80 target. I'd be a little bit careful at this one. Again, the price target is 128. You're trading at 126. So it's a little bit careful. You got to make your determination. Algorithm loses you 23%. It protects you. Doesn't make you money, but it loses you 23%. 2 years ago, if you bought, you lost 40%. So, yeah. Coin was the first one that got upgraded. PINS, PINS. This one got a crazy, I think it's $50 price target. Let's see, upgrade, Argus, $45. Their average price target is $39.59. You're trading at $38, but I did see someone put a $50 price target on this. It's expensive. I mean, the forward PE is 28. When you look at Meta, the other one, the forward PE is 22. So I think Pinterest, you're looking at Elliott Management still in there. I think you're looking at aggressive investors, but I like that one as well. The other one, I do own this one, Snap. And Snap got an upgrade. Let's see if we see it in FinViz. It may just be delayed. January 7th, reiterated Piper Sandler with a $17 price target. It's sitting at $16.29. I think somebody came out with like a $20 price target on this one. They have earnings coming up. On February 6th. They're not making money. What's interesting about this one, look, it's capitulated. The MACD is down. The RSI has come down. I mean, if you want any of the technicals, you just had the Golden Cross, your 50-day starting to move down. Your Bollinger Band cinched up. It moved down, but it hasn't taken a huge leg down. They're not making money. Again, we talked about PINS having a forward PE of 17. This one's losing money. They're losing money, and they don't have hopes of making money. But if they, start to spout off their AI, I do hold this one. I hold this one at probably about an average of $8. So I'm sitting on a nice big gain on this one. Let's look at some social requests. Bisco, on algo, when do you consider it a missed opportunity? Example, URA still has you in at 28. So he's talking about TrendSpider subscribers. And remember, there's a special going on TrendSpider. Click on the link tree. But URA, this is a global uranium. So it has you in at $28, okay? It jumped up here. So you're looking at a $28 kind of up here. It's 11% move to the top, but you've started to fill that gap. So how do I look at this? Well, the algo remember, the algo's not going to tell you or buy you something. I look at the performance of the algo compared to the equity. In this one, which is URA, it's a global uranium ETF, it loses you 4% versus buying and holding makes you 41%. That kind of tells me I don't think I want to use the algorithm. I want to buy the asset. And that's what it tells me. And so what I will do is this would be more of a long-term play. And I'd take a look, step back, and I'd take a look at a weekly. And I can see the 50 days moving positive. I've confirmation over this 9-day. But the MACD is super high, and it's an overbought thing. So I probably wouldn't look to get in. So I don't use the algo as an absolute BISCO. I don't use it. But am I looking at, the last several of these have just been crazy good gains. I mean, if you got in just in July and you're looking at this, you're looking at a 42% gain, even with this pullback. So I would, again, I don't use the algorithm as specific. Oh my God, I've got to get into this. It's an overall performance thing that I look at. A good example is probably Apple or QQQ. Apple, the algorithm makes you, let's see, 39% versus buy and hold 19%. So I think it performs better. But am I using the algorithm on Apple? No. I'm just looking for entry points on Apple. And this highlights it. The algorithm highlights it. If you want to customize the algorithm, you can do that as well. So BISCO, I think it's more of a, hey, learn how the stock or the ETF or things that you're watching react to the algorithm, how it performs, and then make your decision on entries and exits. The algorithm for me isn't an absolute. It's not something where I say, oh my God, I've got to get in. No, I've got to get out. It's using everything. And if you want to know what everything is, go over to this daily stock pick newsletter. And the education of everything that I use to sum up a stock is down here. I'm going to do part 4 this weekend. So sign up today. It's a free 7-day trial. Kevin from Spotify. Intel seems to be dropping from before guidance. Does this raise any warning flags for AMD earnings next week? I went over AMD. AMD is priced absolutely to perfection. Absolutely. It gives me some warning. It's down 2% at 176. That means we're starting to get that button hook. God, the problem I have with AMD is I've got it in a brokerage account. It's not in my retirement account. Between this and SMCI, I mean, we're talking, 6-figure gains here in January of capital gains that I'm going to have to pay. And I don't know that I necessarily want to do that. So I'm going to play AMD a little bit different, I think. Am I worried about it? Yeah. I mean, we went over, AMD versus NVIDIA. The forward P of 46 scares the F out of me. I mean, its average price target is 159. You're trading at 180. Just a couple of days ago, New Street said, hey, the price target is 215. Well, if you think we're getting there with 215 without a crazy upgrade in guidance, when Intel just guided down, maybe chips are cyclical. It's definitely a stock, but AMD is priced to perfection. I've got a large position. The one that I think I may play, honestly, because of Intel, I may do it after the AMD earnings next week. But SOXS, this is the 3 times bear. So it's the inverse. You can see it. I mean, this is a decaying asset, but we're way down. You're starting to see a little button hook, a little tick up on this one. This one's up 5% today. Algorithm hasn't gotten you in. You lose 79% versus losing 89% if you bought and held this one. You don't want to hold this one. Maybe on the 65-minute. Let's take a look at the 65-minute algo on SOXS. Does it have you in today? Yeah, 458. So maybe you want to play it on that. In pre-market, you're at 494. But you've got a gap up here at about 553. You could play this one. Again, I don't like to buy things on a Friday. Specifically, we just bounced back up, it looks like, from the CPE numbers. So Frank wants me to look at URI. Hopefully that gives you some information, Kevin, about AMD. But URI, United Rentals, this one's killed it. I mean, there is nothing. They just killed it. Look at their earnings, $11, and they put guidance in, and the ex-dividend day is coming up on February. There's nothing I can tell you. The algorithm makes you 69%. Buying and holding makes you 107%. Over 24 months, you're in 31 positions. If we take a look at this one from a long-term perspective, I'm going to go to Seeking Alpha here. And we're going to look at URI. But if we go to a weekly, I mean, it's got all the confirmation in the world. So if we go over here to URI, remember I said in Alpha Picks, they have URI. So it's a buy. Do you want to buy here? That's a tough ask because you know the valuation is a C minus, growth is a C plus, revisions it's 8 out of 45 in their sector. You can look at all of the Tractor Supply is the most underweight stock by hedge funds. You can see most people are saying hold from a perspective. Wesco International is the number one. But URI is down here at number. It's still got a 4.20 in the quant. URI, you can look at it, 18 PE. This is a rental company with a PE of 18. That's kind of a little crazy. Average target price 600. You're trading 651. Nobody's upgraded since their earnings. I would expect today for some of these ones to come out. But URI. It's just been one of those that's great. I mean, do you want to buy it? You're going to buy it at all-time high. I don't know enough about the company to tell you to buy it, but it's been a solid player. Mildridge, interested in your opinion, NRHI. Recent spike, is it all hype? Let's look. NRHI is Natural Resources Holding. I think most commodity stuff, if this is a commodity one, yeah, I mean, it went from $2 to $9. Wow. I mean, look at the volume. The volume spiked. Most likely it's hype. NHRI. It's NRIH. NRHI. It's not in FinViz. Let's see if it's in Seeking Alpha. NRHI. Natural Resources Holdings. Yeah, I can't find it in FinViz for some reason. Let's see. Company profile. There's nothing on this. I mean, you know, it's got no, it's hype. I mean, it's, you know, valuation, nothing's up there. Momentum, crazy momentum. Trading volume. Volume 32, average volume. It's got no shares. Corporations, public. The public. There's 5 million shares outstanding. 709,000 shares. You're not gonna be able to fill that. There's no reason to do this. No reason to trade this one. It's all hype. I can't say that it's hype. It's up that far because people are trading it. And I think it's probably retail. Somebody said something about something. More than likely, it's a negative 200 day. It's a positive 50 day. Everything has moved positive. But I don't see it. I don't see it being good. So I think it's hype traded on a short term. Orlando, hey Gary, can you take a look at LNTH for me? LNTH, Lantheus Holdings. I really like this one. Also, position AMD. It's too late to add. Been waiting for it to drop. We went over AMD. LNTH, Lantheus Holdings. Hoofa. This does not look like a good chart of recent, and it looks like a nightmare, to be honest with you. It's come down from, looks like highs. Probably 200 day at 44 would provide you a good support. It's been beaten down. LNTH, let's look at this one. LNTH. Let's see what it has a $3 billion market cap. It's making money. PE is 36. Forward PE is 8. So they're expecting big things. Year to date, it's down 15%. Over 1 year, you're down 3%. Target price of 94. But take that with a grain of salt because it doesn't look like it's been covered very much. William Blair outperformed to market. Looks like everybody's selling even at the 50. And they're selling in fairly big lots. All through last year. Doesn't look like anybody's buying. LNTH, let's see this one. Do I think that this one has a hope of coming back? I think I'd trade it on a chart. I don't want to tell you not to trade it. Quant says hold. It's a company. Let's see what they do. Developed, manufactures, commercializes diagnostic and therapeutic products to assist clinicians. If you use this product, you'll know more about it than I do. Annual revenue looks like it's continuing to go up. If we look at earnings per share, looks like it's going up. Full year expected $1.41. They actual $1.47. So they're expecting just a slight upgrade. Valuation is C. PE is the PE is 35. I mean, that's what's crazy. Momentum D, doesn't have very good momentum. Profitability B+. I don't like it. But if you want to trade it, I think it's good. AMD, I think I'd stick with AMD personally on that one. Biohazard, RKLB. What do you think? RKLB, Rocket Labs. This was a retail favorite from what I remember. RKLB, let's see what they do. LB, Rocket Labs, they're aerospace. They are not making money. They're losing $169 million. They've got 59 cents per share. Let's see. What's 475 million times 0.6?
The answer is 285 million.
So they have 285 million in cash. They're losing 169. So you're kind of in danger of getting diluted. Down 11% just in 26 days. Yeah, 26 days. You're down 1% over 1 year. Your average target price is $8.33. You're trading at $4.92. It's been covered recently with an $8 price target from KeyBank. That's an initiation, so it's new. These guys are selling at rather large lots. I mean, the president sold 3 million shares, $20 million value. Yeah, that's a lot. At $5.62, you're trading at $4.92. I mean, that's where he thinks it's overvalued because he sold that much. That's kind of where I'm at. I don't like this one. I don't like companies that aren't making money. Remember, part of the rules of the podcast are find good companies with good products, with good management, with good profits. And you'll be fine. That's the problem. This one doesn't have it. Trade it. Don't own it. I don't think that it gets. What's the catalyst for it? Are the earnings, that they're signing a contract? That's the catalyst is what you can see when the volume spike here. This is a hype play. This will trade 100% on news, and you get that volume, you get that stop, that movement up. So if you want to trade it, the algorithm loses you 19% versus losing 44%. So Chris says it's one of his moonshots. I'd have to agree with you. I think it's a moonshot one, but that's why I say I don't think that you absolutely get out. My thought is that 447 is in play, just because it's a moonshot one. That gap down there to 447 probably gets filled. Let's talk about scans. Uber. Shea Boular loves. Go ask him on Twitter about Rocket Labs. He has fantastic descriptions of what what he's bullish on, and he loves it. He loves it. So I'm probably just listen. Shay and I are different guys. But Uber is a cross up. It's crossing up a little bit, a little bullish, not bad. 65. I think it's a little bit pushing it. When I bought Uber down here, this is based on the November algo alert. Great trade. I thought it was a $60 stock. Obviously, I was correct on this one. A little humbleness on the Intel, but I've been right on this one. Uber is a fantastic stock. If I had to take Tesla out, I'd probably put Uber in as one of the grade 8. So Uber, I am big on. Triple levered ETFs that got some cross ups here because we didn't get a ton of cross ups. TMF. This is a bull on the 20-year treasury. 54.42. Algorithm loses you 33% on this one. You lose 78% if you buy and hold. Remember, it's a decaying asset, so you don't want to hold on to this. You absolutely want to trade this if you think that the 20 year is going to go up, which I don't think the 20 year is going to go up, but that's one that you could do. SARK. If we are going into a downturn, your ARK funds are going to go down. This is an inverse of the ARKK, SARK. DRN, which is the bear of the real estate sector. If you think that the real estate sector is going to go down, this one's going to go up, and it's 3 times levered, $9.41. Of the sectors that got a cross up, ironically, it's the real estate sector. So make your bets which one you think will be up, XLRE or DRN. I mean, they both got cross ups, and both can't win because the market will take one up, it will take the other one down. One that I have in my own personal list that I wanted you to look at. It's an interesting one. I added it for a reason, but it's got a golden cross here. And the golden cross comes while you're in this run from $11 to $16. It is overvalued. It is one that, again, this is in a list that I do not share. Their PE is 7. This is a drug manufacturer. I put this in during COVID probably. But I obviously like the company. $20 target price, ironically. It's up 16% year to date. In November, Goldman downgraded them, but they downgraded them to a $16 price target. The average price target is $20. In September, Barclays initiated with a $28 price target. It's trading at $16, OGN. Do a little bit more research into it, but I saw the golden cross. I saw the MACD down. It is overbought at 68 on the RSI, but they have earnings coming up. So I thought this one was interesting. When you take it back, I'm going to pull this volume here. Let's see. We're going to pull this volume. Oh, grab it already. To the highs back here during the August earnings. And you can see nice volume shelf building up here. There's going to be something that pulls it up. Probably the earnings is going to be the catalyst on this one. Mara. I am holding Mara at 26. It got a cross up. It is up 9% today. 16 was the bounce, 1650. So your MACD is way down low. Your RSI is at 37. This is an oversold stock. Am I adding it at what, 1776? That's a tough one. I mean, it's so far over. So far, your period, your period, you opened at 1722. You are currently at 1776. Your low was 1690. So it went all the way down to 1690. It's come back up to 1777. It's on a little bit of a run. You can go on a 5-minute chart there, but that one's an interesting one. Another one that's interesting in the list, and this isn't the whole list, but mRNA. This was in the core portfolio, but I had made mention when it was in the core portfolio. It was in there to trade. This is a $100 stock, and this was a $400 stock. Now, this is a drug vaccine manufacturer. They have COVID vaccine, and that's it. It's their only product. Year to date, it's up 3%. Over 1 year, you're down 47%. The average target price is $129. Take that with a grain of salt. Upgrade January 2nd. Oppenheimer said it's a $142 stock. There is no buys. Who's the Stefan Bonsal, who's the CEO? This dude has sold more stock in this company at all covered prices. I mean, he was selling at 400. He was selling at 300. He had it absolutely where he became a billionaire off this stock. So I'm a little bit concerned about it, but I thought I brought it up because I do think you can trade this one on a short time frame. Got a cross up here at 102. And if you don't know what cross up is, go over to the Daily Stock Pick newsletter. You can get the education right here. Cross up, Bollinger Band, levered ETF, confirmation, MACD, PE, golden cross, death cross. All of that's in the 3-part education series. 4th part is coming up this weekend. There are your scans. There's everything. I am out of here. I got to go edit this together because I got to get out to lunch. You guys have yourself a great weekend. Look forward to the newsletter. I apologize to anybody that followed me into Intel, but I give you a pat on the back if you followed me into Netflix, if you followed me out of Tesla, if you did any of the things that I said and you made money. Remember, gift the old man with Venmo. I hold PayPal. Let's get Venmo back into existence. Venmo is my preferred platform. Don't ask me why. I just like it. It just acts way better. PayPal sucks. The app is horrible. Cash App, love it. I love it. It's kind of like Webull. My main account is in Fidelity. Do I like the Fidelity app? Hell no, I don't like the Fidelity app. It's gotten better, but it's still not good. So if you have any questions, hit me up. Take care. I will talk to you Monday. Take care. Bye-bye. Okay, I'm just stopping recording. Let's see. AMSC. I'm going to do a couple for you. Brandon, I followed you into a couple of moonshot ones. IONQ. Palantir, when it wasn't Palantir, we got a bunch of us got into that one. Let's see. The American Semiconductor Corporation. I mean, it's semis. Good name. Buying and holding makes you 56% over 2 years. AMSC. I don't know this one versus like an NVIDIA. I mean, they're losing. It's kind of like Intel. I mean, Intel, just to be clear, Intel is not making money. I had no business putting, $25,000 into this one. They are making money. I thought they were losing money. Must be that EBITDA, which is the biggest freaking shill on the planet. But yeah. I don't know much about AMZN, but I mean, it's got a good name. On X, he said he wants Rocket Labs to be 20% of his small cap portfolio. I think he's crazy, but Shay, listen, 20% of his small cap portfolio, that's a lot. Lulu. Let's see. Lulu. I like Lulu, man. Lulu's kind of like Apple. SOXS. I mean, listen, with the Intel kind of saying, hey, we may be in everybody other than Intel, NVIDIA and AMD with the AI chips, all the other chips might actually be in a cyclical downturn, like specifically Qualcomm. That went up to 160. It's down at 150 again. But Lululemon, so the sell-off on Lululemon, I think, is justified. It's just run up too much. I should have invested in this one instead of Nike, but I only have like $2,000 worth of Nike. It's a super small position. I'm down like 10% on it, but that's like, what, $100? Lulu, the PE is 60. Forward PE is 33. They have, when's their earnings coming up? They've already had their earnings. It's now 6%. I mean, their earnings, they announced good earnings. It's just coming back. Take a look here. I'm going to remove all annotations. I'm going to remove that because what I want to show you is the earnings right here. So where was it before earnings? It kind of was capped there. And so you're just pulling back to where you were before earnings. Now, if I had to guess on a pullback on Lulu, I would kind of guess that maybe you get back to this level. Why is that pulling up there? Let's see, properties. We don't want I do want narrow. I just don't want time range. That would be my range here between probably, say, 420, because that volume shelf probably provides a good amount of support. Say 420, and I'd say 460. And I think Lulu in between there, Mike, I think you're probably okay. But I wouldn't, if you're into Lulu, okay, here's the thing. And this is kind of, if you go into a mall and it's got a Nike store and a Lulu store, the Lulu store is always full. The Nike store, it's there. It's probably, as busy as a Macy's. I mean, Macy's is another one. I mean, on the retail front, they got told that they were going to get taken private. You've run from 1796 up to 1893. I do think that $20 is in this one. And I've said this before. I think $20 is in there. So, and this one's not crazy valued, just based on their real estate portfolio. Look, this one has a PE of 7, a forward PE of 6. It's down 5%. Over 1 year, it's down 18%. Now, Citigroup downgraded it with a $14 price target, but that's before they were trying to take it private. So, Mike, if you're still here, I like Lulu. I tell you what, and the reason I won't buy a lot of clothing stocks is because I have had such luck specifically typing in Lulu pants into Amazon and getting for $30, getting what I consider to be the equivalent of Lululemon pants that you would pay $100 for. I'm getting them on Amazon for $30. And what do I do on Amazon? I just order like 5 of them and I just test them out. And then the other ones I send back. So, it's not great for the Amazon stock, not great for Lulu stock, but I think with those, let's take a look real quick. So Lulu is at a 33 forward PE. Amazon is at a 43. I think that Amazon has more likelihood of growing with AI and their businesses than a clothing company. That's just my thing. But, I'm a douche on the internet. Yeah, that's what they charge for clothing. They can get it, and people love it, and people love to pay it. So they're the new. Look at Abercrombie, man. Abercrombie has been just A&F. Look at this stock. You want to talk about a clothing stock? Look at this one. We're gonna go to a weekly on this one. Look at that. You talk about since May of last year. That's 350% since May. Since May. And A&F. PEs, the forward PE is not crazy. It's at 16. Lulu's at 33. 32.95. So, yeah, women specifically love it. Guys, but I will tell you, I love it too. I can't argue. I have all the money in the world to be able to afford Lulu. I am probably their target customer, but I won't do it. I just won't do it. So, but Sherry, I'm with you. I think, Lulu is probably the great one. Yeah. I'd say, Christian, you're right on that. But I'd tell you to go yeah. Put on a pair of their pants, man. You'll fall in love. Honestly, you'll just fall in love. But there's so many knockoff brands now with those that it's hard for me to say, yeah, I'm going to, pay that premium. And I think people are becoming more apt to it. But like Sherry, women specifically, yeah. See you, Sherry. Welcome. Okay, I'm going to go. I got to edit this together because I could go meet some of the boys for lunch. My guys are sending me stuff with Lamar Odom. Bum, 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 bum. Ooh, February 12th. Okay, I'm in. February 12th hike. One day next week I won't be on, by the way. I will be off. I'm traveling up to, I think it's going to be Tuesday. Tuesday and maybe Wednesday. But I'll probably try and do it. Oh, Chris, don't say that. I don't know. I mean, God. That. I mean, listen. Biden has made so many errors and. I mean, stopping the exporting of natural gas today makes no sense to me. And just speaks to 100% political move. Because if he's trying to stop exporting of natural gas that we have plenty of, what are the other economies going to move to? Coal. They're not moving to renewables. So that's where I'm kind of like, what are you doing? Yeah, KOLD up 1% today. Come down, I think in pre-market, I think it was up like 5-6%. Yes. That's part of my problem is I think Biden is letting his the people we didn't vote for run things. I think, I mean, he told Biden he would. And he's going to do it like he did on Hong Kong. He's just going to start enforcing stuff. I don't think there's a military conflict, but Biden may turn that into a military. Biden loves wars. Yeah, let's see. LNG. And ironically, LNG, Cheniere is up 1%. Is natural gas up? Let's see. I mean, that would drive natural gas prices up. Natural gas is down 0.78. So, okay. I'm out of here. I'm going to go edit this together rather than get into a political discussion.